Hi, Nina.
Oh, hi, Randall.
Can I talk to you about something?
Sure.
I have a 3-year-old granddaughter, and I like to do little projects with her throughout the year. And this Christmas, I really wanted to sit down with her and make some Christmas ornaments.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, she's very crafty, so that makes it kind of fun.
Oh, good.
However, here's my dilemma. I figured since I wanted to make an ornament with her, that I would maybe take some time to make a practice one.
That's a good idea.
Well, I did it. And when my wife Sherry saw the ornament, she just told me, you need some help.
Oh, dear.
And so that's why I'm here.
Well, let me see what you've got. Okay. Okay, that's quite creative.
Can you help me?
I think I can help you. Hi, I'm Nina Sattely, and I'm here to show you today how to make a couple of Christmas ornaments. It will help not only Randall, but you make something beautiful for the tree. We're using beads, and the nice thing about these particular ones is that they will reflect the lights from the Christmas tree. So let me start by showing you what we are going to be making. So this is one. It's kind of like an icicle. And these fancy little hooks I got at Walmart, they're so nice to use. They're better than those old-fashioned ugly things. So they look really nice with that. That's one of them. And then we'll also make a wreath, which looks like this. Now you'll have your choice of colors so that you can make them whatever colors you like them to be. But let me show you what we're going to do here. We have several different sizes of beads, and I've numbered the little baggies so that you know which one to use. This is number 1. And this is, that's number 2. There's number 2. And then we have, I bet you can guess, number 3, huh? Which I can't find in the bag. There it is. Okay, there's number 3. And you can see as I'm setting them down here, they're getting progressively smaller. Here's number 4. And each one of these bags contains the right number of beads that you need to complete these ornaments. Here's number 5. Those are the smallest ones. Also we have a little packet that's got lots of tiny beads in it. I didn't count them, but you need quite a few, especially for the icicle. And then one little star in there. So those will allow you to choose what colors you want to use. Now we also have some wire. This one says icicle. And this one says wreath. So you can tell which one is for which project. So let me just set these out here so that you can see them. That's the wreath. And there's the icicle. Okay. Now, besides those, you can see that I have a tray here. The reason I'm using a tray is because if I happen to drop a couple of, or more than a couple beads, they don't go rolling on the floor. I have plenty at home that went rolling on the floor, so I thought this was a better idea. I also have a pair of simple wire snips, because we'll need that at the end of each ornament. And I have a little bitty pair of pliers. Those aren't absolutely necessary. You can use these if you want to. For me, with my older fingers, sometimes it's easier to use these than trying to twist wire with my fingers. But you can do it however you want to do it. The last thing I have, I'm going to move this back just a little bit, is just a regular plastic bag here. And the reason I have this is because I discovered that if I put it in front of my tray, if I drop a bead and it bounces out of here onto here, it won't roll. It just stays there. So they're easy to pick up if I drop one. I have put together packets. They're in bags about this size that will be in the office of the church that include all of these supplies here except the completed pieces, of course, and no tools. So those are the only things that you would have to provide for yourself. But they'll be there available for you in the office if you would like to come and pick them up. This is a project that will do well for a little bit older kids, or mom and dad, grandparents, whoever. If you want to help your younger ones to do this, that would be great. I'll show you some ways as we go through it that it can make it a little bit easier for littler ones. Probably nobody much younger than 4 or 5. Obviously a choking hazard for the bigger beads. So we'll get started. So we're going to start with the wreath first. It's a little bit simpler, so you'll be able to choose what colors you're going to use of these tiny beads. So the first thing we're going to do is to dump out the beads that we're going to use. This is the number 1 bag, and I'm just going to dump them right on my tray so that they're easy to get to. We're also going to use the number 2 beads. They're just a little bit smaller than the number 1s. And then we have the tiny beads in this packet. Now I don't want you to dump them all out yet because we just need a few. So I'm going to put just a few in my hand like that, and then I'll put them down on the tray. I also need that star, so be sure you take your star out of the bag too. Oh, no, we don't need it on this one. Ah, what am I talking about? We'll leave the star in there for now. That's okay. All right, next we need your wire that has the wreath tag on it. First you want to take off that tag. And now you want to straighten out your wire. If I put my finger in it and just pull it out, it straightens a little bit. But I want to kind of pull it and run my fingers along it to get it pretty much as straight as you can. It doesn't matter if it curls up some because we're going to be curling it anyway. So for this first one, we're going to bring the 2 ends together so that you can work from both ends of the wire. Don't crimp it down here. We want to keep it open because that's going to be our wreath down here. So the first thing we're going to put on is a number 1 bead. That's the big one. And we're just going to slide it on one side of the wire. So we've got that in the middle. Next, you need to decide what colors of the tiny beads you want to use. Now I like color, so I'm going to use all different colors for mine, but you can choose any color you want. You're going to put 1 tiny bead on 1 wire, and I need to take my glasses off because I see better close up without my glasses. One thing you can do, moms and dads, if you have younger kids, is to use your wire to pick up the bead. So if you slide it on just a little bit like that, that's a much easier way. And we're going to let it go right down so it's right next to that number 1 bead. And on the other side, put another bead. Now it can be the same color or it can be a different color. If I can catch one. There it goes. So now I've got a yellow one on that side, and I'm going to let it slide all the way down. So I have a number 1 bead and colors on either side of it. Okay? Next I'm going to use a number 2 bead. That's the one that's a little bit smaller than the number 1. And I'm going to put 1 on each side. 1 there and 1 on this side. So there we go. Now we're going to put on 2 more colored beads, 1 on each side. So I think I'll put a green one on this side. And again, you can choose whatever color you want to use. And on this side, I'll put an orange one. Mine's going to have, oops, see, I drop them. That's why we have the tray there. There it goes. All right, so now we've got the colors around the beads. Now we're going to put on 2 more big beads, the number 1s, 1 on each wire. That one goes there, and this one goes there. It's coming together, huh? I bet you can figure out what's next. We're going to use 2 more colored beads. Again, you can choose whatever color you like and put 1 on each wire. There we go. So it's starting to look like our wreath, isn't it? Now we're going to put 2 more of the number 2 beads, the smaller of the clear ones, 1 on each wire, and another colored bead. Let's see, what colors haven't I used yet? Goodness, I think I've used all the colors. So I'll use this one and this one. Nope, I just used that one. What else can I use? I like lots of different colors, so there we go. All right, so you should have 2 big ones or 2 number 1s and 1 number 2 left. Uh-oh, that one didn't go on. I don't have a color one on that side. I put them both on 1 wire, but it's easy to take it off and put it on the other side. Alrighty, now we need the big ones again. Number 1, we're going to put 1 on each wire. And a number 1 over here. And 2 more colors. These will be our last 2 colors. You can choose whichever color you want. I'm going to use that one, and let's see, how about an orange one? There we go. Okay, so now this part is all done, and what you need next is that last number 2. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I'm going to hold this wire in my hand, because we're not going to do anything to that right now. But this one is where I'm going to put the bead. And I'm just going to put it on a little ways and put my thumb in the way so that it doesn't slide all the way down. Because what we want to do with the other wire is to put it in the opposite way. So we're going to put it in this end so it comes out, and now you've got a wire going both directions. Pull it tight, and that brings our wreath together in a wreath. So now we're going to take our wires and just fold them straight up to the top. You see how this one's got the hanger on the top? That's what we're going to do here. And once you pull those wires up to the top this way, you want to twist them together. And that will make your wreath nice and tight too, so it doesn't get saggy. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, one last thing. Put the wires together and fold them in half, so that where you just twisted, you're going to wrap those wires around it. I'm just going to wrap it around that twist so that it makes a nice little hanging part. And then take your little wire snips, and I'm going to snip it nice and close so that those extra wires come off. And there you've got your wreath. I hope you like the one you made. That's fun. The nice thing about doing this on a video is if you didn't get a step, you can always go back and take a look at it again and see what you can do differently. Okay, great job.